Max Holloway versus Ilia Topuria has just wrapped up as the main event on UFC 308. This was a great fight, the BMF versus the featherweight champion, and Max Holloway looked sharp from the beginning of this fight. He was alert, he wasn't getting hit as much as he usually does in fights, setting up traps with those kicks, and Ilia Topuria looking to counter him every time Max would exchange. But Max's volume seemed to be kind of overwhelming Ilia Topuria a little bit as the fight went on. In that second and third round, it was looking like Ilia Topuria was having a hard time connecting on Max, but finally in that third round, Ilia Topuria finds that right hand that lands flush on Max Holloway's chin, and from there Max just wasn't the same. He hunted Max down. Max was wobbled and Ilia Topuria found that left hook to drop him, which Max has never been dropped in his career up until this point, and just went to the ground and pound and finished Max Holloway, the first time he's ever been knocked out.
Oh, shit.
Oh my goodness, he's getting...
Oh, the body
my
shot.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
Dude,
Get that out of the way.
Topuria throwing some heat.
Max
bro.
will not let you pin him against the cage.
And I like how he gets them hurt and goes to the body.
He's Spanish. What is he again?
Yeah, Georgian,
Georgian
but
by
grew up in
Spain.
Spain.
With Georgia.
Oh, he dropped him with a left hook.
That's it.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, he's
That's
out.
it. That's it.
It's
Oh
over.
my goodness.
He's
oh
a
my
bad
goodness.
motherfucker.
Oh
He's a
my
bad
God.
Georgian from Russia.
Are
you talking about Russia?
Wow, yes.
That's the
Yes.
first fuck.
This. Take a look at that. Clean, perfect rotation. That's what makes this kid special, John.
That was unbelievable, guys. We have just witnessed the birth of a superstar. We have just witnessed the birth of one of the newest faces of the UFC. To do that to Max Holloway after you know, not a tough first couple rounds, but he figured it out. And right before you guys nailed it, something happened to his oblique there. He got nailed, and it looked like, I don't know if there was like a welt in it. I don't know if there was a separation. And then it was almost like Ilia said, enough of this shit, and then brought it on him up against the cage, the body shots, the right, left. He has dynamite in his hands, reminiscent of some of the great strikers in the history of the sport. And then to sleep Max Holloway with one of the greatest chins in the history of this game, Ilia Topuria. And then what a celebration. Bows, drinks the tea. That is a gangster right there.
Gangster, dude.
Is this
one of the best fighters
Conor
in the world.
reminiscent? I know it's cliche, but this feels like Conor.
It's not just Conor. It's just there's always a moment where a superstar is born, and he arrived when he beat Alex Volkanovski. He has emerged as a superstar.
Oh my God!
With this victory,
unbelievable.
Alexander Volkanovski wants a rematch. What do you want next? Turn around, Ilia.
I want to hug both of them. Swear to God. Right now, I don't want to fight with anyone. Right now, thank you very much, bro. You're the man, bro. He's the man. We're gonna do it again. You deserve that. You're the man. He defended his title 7 times. So I don't know how many times. If someone deserves it, it's him. So let's do it, bro.
The jab. Got to get the advertising for Murray Albazian. No one.
He hurt him! Topuria hurt him! Max is firing back! Rips in the body! Topuria's got him in trouble! Max is off the fence!
How is this possible?
Max got hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Max got hurt.
Topuria!
Max is still in trouble.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God! Oh, he knocked him out! Ilia Topuria knocked him out!
Oh, my God.
That's the best fighter in the world. That's the best fighter in the world. That's the fighter of the year.
Volk, don't fight him. Go to 55, Volk. Go to 155.
It's the best fighter in the world.
Oh, my Lord. He did it.
That man
did it.
Talked a mountain of and just delivered.
No one has ever done that before. No one.
He put him down.
Notable UFC star Israel Adesanya gave his own set of predictions for the fight between Max and Topuria. Israel said, "I'm going to go Max Holloway because I feel with his depth of work, the bodies he's encountered in the octagon, the experience, the octagon time he has, I think when it comes to round 4 and 5, that's where he's going to thrive." Jatur. Israel further stated, Ilia Topuria is going to probably like late round 1 start to open up a little bit more, but first half of the first round, he's just going to get reads. But while you're getting reads, Max Holloway is going to be lighting him up. If he's not minding his P's and Q's, he's going to get lit up. Fuck. I just feel like if Ilia is going to win, it's going to be early. Max Holloway made fun of Ilia Topuria prior to his bout by ignoring all of his criticism and revealing that he wasn't compelled to face Ilia, which was quite the contrary.
Yeah, I'm more confused about everything that he's saying about me not wanting to fight him, me getting forced to fight him. The dude just, I mean, he got me out here feeling like how he looked after my Gaethje fight, so it's crazy.
On the other hand, Holloway maintained his confidence in stating that he would meet Ilia in 3 days, despite Ilia Topuria's remark that Max was an easy opponent for him and that he would win the title easily.
I think, I mean, I don't know, bro. His mind is very interesting. I couldn't answer that question for you, to be honest, bro. But if that's what it takes to be the best version of himself come Saturday night, then so be it. You know, he can talk all that talk he wants, because at the end of the day, he still got to see me in 3 days.
Featherweight champion Ilia Topuria defended his title for the first time in the UFC 308 main event against former champion Max Holloway. Former featherweight title holder Alexander Volkanovski shared his thoughts on the matchup in a recent interview. Topuria has an extensive background in grappling, but Volkanovski doesn't think it would be wise to try and undermine Holloway. Alex added on what Max could have done. Max has got great takedown defense, so I just think it's going to be very hard for Ilia to get it there and hold him there. Getting him down is pretty tricky, and submitting I think would be pretty difficult for Ilia. I think Ilia would know that. Max also discussed his feud with Ilia during a conversation with UFC commentator Joe Rogan, claiming that Topuria is afraid to face the top fighters in the UFC and has trouble controlling his temper.
It's heartless how quickly your life can turn around if you're a guy like Volk. You go from being the man to being dismissed. Because like Ilia didn't want to grant him a rematch.
Ilia didn't want to fight nobody in the top 15, brother.
Well, who does he want to fight?
Brother, himself. I don't know. Motherfucker want to fight himself, bro. What the hell is going on? This is the man, bro. This is the guy we're dealing with, bro. We had a Bible verse off on Twitter. Everybody's like 10-8 Holloway because the verse I used against him. He writes like a freaking paragraph, bro, to me. Like, I didn't even read it. That's how long it was. And I was just tripping out. I was like, it was like an angry girlfriend text, you know? Like, my wife don't even text me like that. So I was like, I read the first descent. I was like, I'm not reading this, bro. What the hell is going on with you?
In addition to his comments, Alexander further said that he had high hopes for Max. Alex said, I think for him to try and look for the takedown against someone like Max could wear on him even more, you know? Max can do it all day. We know that. He's proven it time and time again. I think it will be pretty difficult for him to get him to the mat, to be honest. Volkanovski claimed the 145-pound title by beating Holloway in December 2019. Topuria secured the featherweight championship by defeating Volkanovski at UFC 298 in February. Alex has 3 victories over Holloway and has trained for, as well as faced Topuria in the octagon. Volkanovski made his own prediction for their fight. Alex said that Ilia's a great fighter. While Ilia has his strengths, he may still struggle against Max. Even if Ilia manages to connect with some significant punches, Max is renowned for his iron chin. Alex believed it would have been more challenging for Ilia to land clean shots on Max than he anticipated, and even when he does, there's a strong likelihood that Max can absorb them. As the fight progressed, Alex thought it would become even more difficult for Ilia. Max Holloway's jaw is made of titanium, and he holds the brutal record of never having been knocked out, something that Topuria wanted to break and remarked in all his interviews, I will be the first to knock him out. Ilia Topuria issued a fierce warning to Max before their fight, making his signature gesture by pointing to the center of the octagon to kick things off. Topuria stated, on October 26th, the world will find out who is really the best fighter in the featherweight division. There's no way he's going to lose this fight. He's been saying he's the best fighter in the UFC. I have my doubts. If you think you're better than me, show me. Prove me wrong if you can. Aim for the ground if you can. I'll be there, trust me. Ilia Topuria said that Max Holloway is not the best boxer in the UFC despite his delusions. Ilia added that everyone has a unique style which they can develop in the ring, but that doesn't make them the best.
In reality, he's a good striker. It's not only a boxer, because calling himself the best boxer in the UFC is kind of shame, I think, because he's not the best boxer in the UFC. But he's a good striker. He has a lot of experience. He's very patient inside the octagon. But everyone is good when they can develop their style inside the octagon, and someone is not putting the pressure on him. So on Saturday night, he's gonna feel something that he never felt with any other opponents that he had in the past. The pressure he's gonna feel with me, it's gonna be completely different. I don't like to take credits from anyone in the UFC because we have a lot of great fighters, and let's the people to decide that, right? Let's the people to call you the best boxer in the UFC.
Furthermore, Topuria went on to insult all the fighters that predicted against him. Ilia commented, "I've seen the predictions of UFC fighters. After I knock Holloway out, don't even say hello to me if you see me." While having a conversation with Daniel Cormier, Max shared that Ilia did something extremely out of the blue at the face-off, which involved touching his own body.
Not EA Sports.
Additionally, Holloway shared that the problem with Topuria trying to steal his move is that he doesn't even understand when or why he's done that in the past.
Not EA Sports.
Holloway was confused at Topuria's behavior. Max stated, "The point down moment, I don't think he gets the gist of it. At the end of the day, the point down, it's something that you do towards the ending of the fight. If something is going good, if the fight is entertaining or you're winning, you give the other guy a shot. The moment is the moment for a reason." Meanwhile, Max Holloway mocked Ilia Topuria for presenting a silly challenge ahead of their fight by saying, "The belt is called the Blessed Man Forever, or what you guys want to call, if the belt was the DMF, then maybe I would get sucked into it. It's far from that. Like what I told you and I told him, he talks about being boxer. That's not very much boxer IQ-ish of him. But we'll see what happens." Topuria's challenge to Holloway for a Toughman-style brawl was the latest piece of trash talk from the featherweight champion leading up to UFC 308. Furthermore, Max responded to Ilia's remarks about avoiding the fight. Stating that Topuria has issues with his brain because all his claims were untrue. Holloway shared a story from UFC 300 which proved that he had wanted to fight Topuria for a very long time. Max shared, "The first guy I called out after UFC 300 was the man sitting ringside, which was Topuria. It's funny. He says that, but then you can go and click. There's an interview of him saying that he won't fight me if the BMF title wasn't on the line. The last time I checked, the BMF title is not on the line." Max further added, "So if anybody got forced to fight, it looks like him. It came out of his own mouth. He said he wasn't going to fight me unless the BMF title is on the line. It's not, buddy, so I guess he played himself on that one." Holloway acknowledged that he had many options following his stunning victory over Gaethje, but the only fight he truly desired was the one he secured at UFC 308. Max commented, "I wanted Ilia Topuria. I wanted the featherweight title. I wanted to be a two-time world champion. The undisputed title is what I wanted." Dustin Poirier provided his take on the unique matchup. Poirier expressed his views and explained why he believes it would be challenging for Topuria to achieve a knockout victory against Holloway. However, Poirier couldn't bring himself to predict against Holloway when he said, "I can't pick against Max. I could see Topuria winning, but just Max, the experience and the championship fights he's been in." Poirier fought Holloway twice, so he commented on why it's a tough job for Topuria by saying, "Anything could happen in this game, but to go out there and one-punch Max Holloway is going to be almost impossible, I think. It can happen, for sure, but I don't think it will. This is a big test. If he goes in there and beats Max or lasts with Max in the volume game and outpoints him, outfights him technically on the feet, that's going to say so much about Ilia and where he's going to go." Ilia Topuria, on the other hand, claimed that Max is only appreciated because of his BMF title, which would be taken from him on October 26th.
The only thing that makes you relevant is the BMF belt you have, so you're gonna lose a lot of value if someone comes and defeats you. Imagine what's gonna happen after October 26th when I'm gonna knock him out. His belt doesn't gonna have any value anymore.
On the other hand, Max shared that he is still dominating this era of the UFC, and he should not be considered old. He commented that he is on par with all the other young fighters.
At the end of the day, people keep saying that this new era is about to start and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Ilia Topuria is like 29, I think, I believe. I'm only 32. I turned 33 at the end of the year. I'm like, this new era, I'm stood in his era. I am stood here. Just because I've been around longer than him doesn't mean I'm an old guy.
Meanwhile, Alexander Volkanovski hinted at a potential rematch with Ilia Topuria. However, Ilia completely shunned the idea of a rematch by saying, if that makes Volkanovski feel happy thinking that maybe I will go to Australia, that's okay, but in myself, that's never going to happen. I am the champion, and if you want to fight for the title again, it has to be in Madrid instead of fighting in Australia in front of your people. Why would I want to give you that advantage? Volkanovski also highlighted the contrasting fighting styles of Max and Topuria. Holloway is known for his high-volume striking, endurance, and toughness, while Topuria is a more aggressive fighter with knockout power. If the fight reached the later rounds, Volkanovski was curious to see how Topuria would cope with Holloway's relentless pace. Volkanovski added on how the fight will turn out. This is going to be a real good test for Ilia. If Ilia doesn't catch him early, you're really going to see how he handles being uncomfortable. In the cage, even before he fought in the UFC, he hasn't really handled that too much. He's had some adversities, but not on that level, not when you're crumbling. Volkanovski further stated, obviously Max has been there a million times. He's just going to get more and more comfortable as the fight goes, where that's unknown territory for Ilia against someone at that level. Meanwhile, Umar Nurmagomedov offered his prediction before the fight, stating that fans would see what unfolds when the two competitors face off, as both Ilia and Max are strong fighters.
Ilia Topuria against Max Holloway. Who do you think will win that fight?
Max Holloway have not bad chin. How he fought the last fight, if he will fight the same, like, movement a lot, punch, move, kicks, I think he can show good fight. But for prediction, I don't know who exactly, because Topuria have hard punches and he have not bad wrestling. We'll see. It's gonna be a very good fight.
UFC champion Sean O'Malley thought that the Max versus Ilia fight would be a really fun fight to watch since both guys are coming off huge knockouts. Sean shared that Max is always dialed in before each fight and he is prepared for anything.
I want to see Max versus Ilia next. That'd be sick, bro. That'd be a big fight. Ilia coming off that crazy knockout, Max coming off that crazy knockout. That would be...
If Ilia didn't get KO'd a couple times versus that Jai Herbert, I'd be like, dude, I don't know if you can ever pick against Ilia. I mean, he has holes.
Yeah.
And someone like Max, Max comes in as dialed as he came.
He always is that dialed. Max is always that dialed. He's never showed up and not been wide-eyed.
How did you view the UFC 308 event? Who performed better between both fighters? We would love to hear your thoughts. Let us know in the comments section below and subscribe for more content like this.